Let's talk a little bit about how to set up our defensive structure during a penalty kill. If you look at the screen now, you'll notice that the opponent is in a 1-3-1. And what we're going to do is we're going to recognize that right away and talk to each other. And we're going to set up our diamond. I know everybody's familiar with the box. When we start yelling, box up on a penalty kill, that's appropriate for other power plays. And we'll talk about that in a second. We're going to defend the overload and we're going to defend the umbrella, which are the two more common ones that we're going to play against, with a box. But on this particular 1-3-1, the box is a terrible choice because it opens up so many more seam passes. In all of our penalty kills, we want to emphasize that these guys have active sticks, active sticks, active sticks. So you are moving your head around, you're identifying where the players are going, and you have a couple of principles that you are paying attention to. For one, you want to disrupt seam passes to the most dangerous players, right? So this D is going to slide up and be on F2 and be ready to defend him. But this D's got to be ready to block that pass because F2 is the most dangerous player. If F1 starts sliding up, we got to be able to recognize what's happening and talking to each other, maybe standing in the middle of that seam pass as well, okay? We don't want to get pulled too far out of our structure. So if the opposition wants to pass the puck around or skate the puck around the outside, we're essentially going to let them do that. The one thing that we want to avoid is breaking down our structure so that big seams open up, right? So when I say a seam, what I mean are these gaps and these alleys in our coverage. So there's a huge seam there, but we can see seams open up in other ways. Let's say we have a pretty good diamond structure that's a little bit off. And now the puck rotates down to F1, okay? F2 can slide over, and now we've got a seam pass going right through, okay? So again, there's that seam that's opening up. The way to close seams is to talk, keep your head on a swivel, and keep a very active stick. So as the player is looking to make a pass through that seam, right, these two defensemen are getting their sticks in the way and waving them in front and blocking the sight line and blocking the passing lane. We want to tip and we want to block those pucks as much as we possibly can. If the puck is starting to get cycled, which is what we want to do. So now let's say F3 passes down to F1 and F1 starts moving up with the puck. F3 slides down. We can recognize the cycle. What do you do about it? You let them cycle. You don't chase the puck. One of the things that you'll notice with a skilled team is that they'll toss that puck into an empty area. So F3 might be over here. F1 will toss the puck in there, knowing that F3 is going to go get it. You have an overly aggressive D who slides over, thinking he's got an open beat on that puck. And really what it is F3's got it, and now he's moving, and our D is sucked out of position, and we have a lane that is now opened up. That's what we want our opponent to do. The way to play against it is to only attack when you are sure that the play is broken down. So if F3 fumbles the puck and it ends up loose on the sideboards, yes, aggressively go and attack, not a problem. We don't want to tell you to not be aggressive. However, if they're cycling the puck and they're moving that thing pretty well, there's no need to chase it. Just stay in your defensive structure and let it move it around the outside. A cycle works because it forces the defense or causes the defense to get confused and start breaking down their structure, okay? Remember that the purpose of the 1-3-1 that you're playing against is to move the tuck pass for one-timers. So if you're defending up top and you see that pass coming up to D1, you got to be ready to basically get in the way and block that shot. That's the basic defensive structure on the penalty kill versus the 1-3-1.